it's something I've been building over time. And I think it's trust in myself, right? Trust in the process and trust in yourself. I think one of the things that I think, helped in terms of time management and everything is really taking the blueprint that Palak and Nidhi have given us and then trusting that it's my business and I can make it mine, right? I can take the nuggets that I'm getting from them, from everyone, but then I can build a business that suits me. I can focus on the things that are ahead of me. I can not waffle over every little decision that I have to make in my business, right? And it's something that I've been learning over time, and I think it's really solidified here because there's so many decisions we make and so many different ways. There's not one correct answer for everything that we encounter, right? It's really cheesy, but the answers are within. I can really stay still, be true to myself, take what has been given to us, which is plenty. It's everything we need, and then really build a business that suits me.
Hey, this is Neeti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
What I love about these Sensei panels is something that someone says in this session that we have may be the very thing you need to hear. And you don't know it. You don't know yet. So we appreciate you being here for this incredible group of investors. And I'm going to say that again, because every time I say investors, somebody will say, that's not me. But these are investors who have put the time and the effort to learn what they need to learn, make relationships that matter, and have grown their portfolio to a level they probably couldn't have imagined 5 years ago. Thank you all for being a part of this. For those of you in the panel and for those of you who are joining us here or on a replay, I know that you will get so much out of this. So what I want to do first is start by doing introductions. And in your introductions, very brief, your name, where you live, where you invest, and the ARV, your portfolio, what your portfolio is worth. Okay, so again, name, where you live, where you invest, and what your portfolio is. And I'm going to start with Eileen, because you're on my screen right there, if it's okay.
Of course, yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Eileen Moore. My business is Clover Street Properties. I live in New York City, and I invest in Jacksonville. I put in the chat that I'm closing on number 5 today, so that will bring my portfolio to 1.4 million.
That gave me chills when you said 5 and 1.4 million. Amazing.
Thank you.
Anne and Randy, you're next.
Ann and Randy Betts from Kalamazoo, Michigan. We primarily invest in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We have 12 doors, 4 of those doors are in 2 duplexes, 2.1 million.
Yes, 2.1. And then you just said you're also now looking in Jacksonville, right? So, okay, 1.4, 2.1. Ooh, Vanessa, you're up.
Hi guys, my name is Vanessa. I live in New Jersey. My business is 4 Doors Properties, and I invest in Philly with my husband Anthony. Closing on my 5th property next week, like Eileen. I'm not doing it today, but I will be totaling an ARV of 1.1 million and creating an equity of 400K.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine a full-time job? Equity is real money, okay, you guys? Portfolio is your asset. It's going to be yours over time. You'll pay it off. Portfolio size is really important. But equity is the cash you're sitting on in these properties. Can you imagine how much work would we all have had to do to make that much money?
Wow. That's incredible.
But Vanessa is a mom.
Thanks to this
She's
program.
Yeah, no.
She's a mom. She's like picking her kids at the bus stop while she talks to the contractor, like making 400 grand on the side over here. Like,
I know. You go, girl. All right, Effie, let's go to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Effie Trukowski, and I live in New Jersey and invest in Philly. Right now, I have a total of 11 units. It's 4 single family, one triplex and a quadplex, and I just closed on a flip. So combined, I have my BRRRR is about 1.9 million, and I have a flip that's anywhere between 350 to 400. So combined of $2.2 million.
What in the world?
And cash flow. Another thing I've been tracking recently is about cash flow of about 2,500, which is blows
Oh
my
my God.
That's
Yes.
mind blowing. Hold on. So, okay, we'll come back to that. Amazing. Thank you, Effie. And and I was telling people earlier, like we've talked, all of us have talked at some point, but even the growth from when we talked in the beginning for many of you to now is because you guys keep working, which you know. Andrew.
Hey guys, Andrew Sajeski, QTG Homes. I live right outside of Philly. I invest in Philly as well as I've got a property down in North Carolina. So right now I'm still at 2, which is fine. I'm continuing to work my way up. I'll be at $1 million before the year is out. I know that.
Yes.
And
too.
keep moving forward every day.
Awesome. Andrew,
Yes.
congratulations.
I have
Yeah.
nothing to do but to thanks this community for the help.
Alejandra.
Hi, so I'm Alejandro Stevens. I'm with my husband. He cannot be here today. He's like sad about it, but he's only 2.
Yeah.
So we have 2 properties right now in Philly. One is 50%, a little bit more rehab done. We actually live in New Hampshire right now, but we're moving, thanks to this program, to my personal life change. We're moving to South Carolina in March. So, yep.
Woo! Congratulations. Okay, did you guys give me ARVs? Hang on.
What's your ARV? What's the total
yeah.
ARV, Alejandra?
Andrew, did you give me
I
that?
think mine is probably 530, around 530,
530. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's around 450.
Okay, that's awesome.
Stay on track. Listen to Cheryl.
Awesome.
Follow her lead, guys.
Yep. Okay, Rami, how about you?
Hi everyone, this is Rami Admili. It's me and my wife Sarah, who's not here today, but we live in Sacramento, California, and we invest in Lansing, Michigan. Our business name is the Gardenia Homes, our favorite flower, and we have 4 properties right now. Working on the 5th one, potential a duplex, and a net of just a little bit under $1 million. So almost there. So that's the goal for this year. Hopefully we'll exceed that.
Did Ed and Randy include their flips in their number? I don't think they did. No. So if we add up the portfolio size for everyone, including their flips, this panel right here has crossed 10 million. You guys. Amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I mean, really, chills, like seriously chills. Okay, so my next, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get off the spotlight so I don't keep interrupting you because that's just how it's gonna be if I stay here. But question for you, Cheryl.
Yes.
How do you feel? Because somebody was asking when did they start? Because people always want to know how long did it take for them to do it? I'm just starting out. When am I gonna get there? We just ask people to raise their hands on about the year they started so we can quickly move through the panel, right? That sound good?
That sounds good.
Who started in 2023? Show of hands on the panel. They started in 2023. Who started in 2022? And who started in 2021? You guys, you know what this tells you? Everyone has their own timeline. Please do not be discouraged by the size of the portfolio. Everyone's doing their best with their circumstances, the amount of funds they started with, the amount of time they have, family obligations. This is yours. Do it in your own way. This is all going to be unique for everyone. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to get off this because otherwise I will keep interrupting.
Love to see you. It is so impressive, though, just to kind of when you hear it all together. And we've been doing these panels over the years, and they're always impressive. But now it's compounded, right? I mean, really, the knowledge and the community have come to this point, kind of to a head. I want to talk about mindset. So I'm going to start backwards. So Rami, I'm just going to start with you. But I would love to talk about some mindset shifts, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Eileen was talking about, it was Eileen talking about copper issues and plumbing, all that. Yes. Everyone, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. What are some of the mindset shifts that you have made to get where you are right now with your almost $1 million portfolio? I only say almost because it's $1 million really, but what mindset shifts have you had to make this happen for you?
So there's so many, and some of them are very small, some are very big. The most important one is right from the beginning, knowing and saying that if someone else can do it, I can do it. I have what it takes to do it. Just keep going, because look back not only when you started with the real estate, but where you are now regardless, and look back and see all the hurdles and the roadblocks that you went through and you achieved. So why not doing this now? It's doable. And if someone else can do it, I can definitely do it. One of the biggest things that we faced in the beginning was time. And Palik may remember, like, I would complain every single Wednesday and Sunday call. I don't have time. Help me.
Yeah.
And I would hear all kind of solutions, but then we realized, like, okay, we have to work on this ourselves. How can I make time? And there is always a time. So prioritize, changing shifts, changing like schedules. We made time for it. And Sarah always tells me, we go imbalance first and we found a new balance. And I always remember that, okay, well, we are in balance now. We're going to find a new balance. And then we do that again. It's like riding a bicycle.
Oh my God, that was so good. Alejandra, what mindset shifts have you had to come to? Yes.
Yeah, for me, it's been multiple too, but I think one of the biggest one is that I can leverage someone else's money, and I don't need to save and save and save and work and work and work and maybe every 3 years get a property, but I can leverage someone else's money for everything, you know? So it's like, wow, I don't need to save, work for like 40 more hours a week, and then maybe get one house every 5 years, you know? So that was a big wow. Like we really can do this. And the time for me is the same because I have 2 little kids, like 20 months and 4 years. So they're a little time consuming. Both my husband and I, we both work those two. So it's like, I mean, learning that, yeah, of course you need time, but it's not like a 40-hour week to achieve this. You know, you can do this without so much time. Like you need few hours, but if you dedicate those few hours for vetting contractors, like talking to banks, then you can make it happen. So,
Andrew.
I think the biggest thing for me is remembering that you're going to get out of this what you put into it, right? So the more consistent you are and disciplined to follow, your plan, whether that's a weekly plan or a daily plan, and like Alejandra said, you don't need to do it's. You don't need to do another 40 hours, right? But if you put some really good focused time in, you will get something out of it. And even an hour or two, right? But knowing what you're going to use that time for, I think is important.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you. Effie.
So for me, I think it's something that encompasses a lot of things. I'm going to hone it down, but really it's something I've been building over time. And I think it's trust in myself, right? Trust in the process and trust in yourself. I think one of the things that have helped in terms of time management and everything is really taking the blueprint that Palik and Nidhi have given us and then trusting that it's my business and I can make it mine, right? I can take the nuggets that I'm getting from them, from everyone, but then I can build a business that suits me. I can focus on the things that are ahead of me. I can not waffle over every little decision that I have to make in my business, right? And it's something that I've been learning over time, and I think it's really solidified here because there's so many decisions we make and so many different ways. There's not one correct answer for everything that we encounter, right? It's really cheesy, but the answers are within. I can really stay still, be true to myself, take what has been given to us, which is plenty. It's everything we need, and then really build a business that suits me and trusting myself that I do know the right things to do. And even if I get it wrong, it's fine. I can always course correct and I can trust myself to figure it out. So I think really trusting myself that I can do this and I have all the tools that I need to do it.
Thank you. Vanessa.
I'm always having a mindset issue, but my biggest mindset to start this whole program was believing in myself, Effie, like you said, trusting myself that I was able to do it. I had a goal in mind. I wanted to get back on my feet and be my own person for being a stay-at-home mom with 2 boys. But I leaned on my husband a lot when we started this program, and I was always taking the back seat. And then in time, I kind of like took the front of the road, took the driver's seat, and I believed in myself. I think that was the biggest thing for me, believing in myself. And you're going to hit some obstacles. You're going to hit them. And it's very important to go back to your mindset and shifting back to, okay, this is a roadblock. I'm going to get past it. How do I go around it? Lean on your accountability group, because if you talk to other people outside the accountability group, they're not going to know what you're talking about. You're going to hear everything negative, of the opposite of what you want to hear. So lean on a bunch of people in the community who know what you're going through, because that will definitely help your mindset and move forward and reach your goals.
Cool. Thank you. Ann and Randy.
I think 2 things. One was sort of coming to grips with the idea of good debt. We worked very hard in our lives to be debt free, and so the idea of going into debt in order to scale, because you have to do that, was a little bit of a challenge. But that was a mindset we overcame, and now we've got tons of debt. No, I'm just kidding. So, there's good debt and there's bad debt. This is good debt. Real estate's good debt. So that was, I think, one. And the other one was, I consider myself a risk taker. It's hard to be in business if you don't have some level of risk tolerance. But I was always very calculating about my risks and probably a little too overthinking about it. And so I'm not saying that you become impulsive, but it's important to know that you cannot know everything about what's going to happen on every project. And so it's important to take action. So do your due diligence, trust the system, and then go. Don't keep waiting because you're trying to figure out if there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem. I'll tell you that right now. And there's probably going to be many, but just go ahead with it and it'll work.
I love it. Thank you. Eileen.
Oh, it's tough to go last, but I love what everybody said, and so much of it resonates with me. I think I've been in the program for a little over a year, and my biggest mindset shift from then to now, I think, would be just that, I'm a business owner. This isn't just some like side hustle. Even if you have your W-2, you have your other thing, you're a business owner. And so I think I got myself more comfortable with saying, I started my own real estate investment company. And I just saw a bunch of family this past weekend, family that I see every few years. And, they see things here and there on social media, whatever. It's like, oh, what are you doing? And I got more comfortable over this past year saying, I started my own real estate investment company, because I think at the beginning it's like, oh, well, I'm still doing the PR consulting over here, but like, I'm also trying to learn about real estate a little bit. And like, you kind of sound like a little namby-pamby. And then I'm like, no, I have my own LLC. I have, even if you're just like at the beginning stages, try to get comfortable with that, because once you feel like you're the business owner, you're an owner or a founder, a CEO, whatever you want to call yourself. It kind of also like gives you the authority to say like, no, Mr. Contractor, that's messed up. Like, you missed a deadline. Answer to me. Because in my experience in the corporate world, like, I held global positions. If somebody messed up and missed deadlines, I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. And so I kind of had to like take everything that I learned from there. And even though you're kind of like learning and you're not that confident, because like, God, it's really tough, to learn a new thing. And you just have to shift the mindset. Like, no, I'm doing this. I'm building this. I started this company. And it also makes the mistakes easier too, because they will happen. Like Randy said, either, a pipe is going to burst or you're going to miscalculate something. Like it might be a mistake you made. It might just be something you can't even like anticipate, but it's going to happen. But I think that if you have that like confidence, so like that's just been like the hugest thing to me, just listening to myself and the way that I talk about like what I'm doing has been really amazing. And so slowly getting over that imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Andrew said, love that phrase, started my own real estate investment company. And I love that. And I think we should all take that. If you're okay with that, but start using that, not only investor or whatever it is, but the true measure is when someone you don't see very often asks you what you're doing now. And that was so good. So power. That's awesome. Okay. So both of you said it. You, Eileen, and Randy said it. Problems happen. Things happen. This is not, honestly, for the faint of heart in some cases. So I want to talk about some of the things that you have encountered and what you found within our community, whether it's a module, whether it's something Pollock said or Needy said, or maybe something said in your accountability group that helped you get through it. I don't know if get over it is the right way to say it. So would love to hear about some of the challenges that you've been dealing with and how you found solutions within our community that maybe people who are listening or watching can know, okay, well, this is here. I didn't realize this was here, or, this was helpful. And so I'll just ask you to raise your hand. You may or may not have a great example that you want to share, and I get that. So anybody who'd be willing to share, would love to hear.
I'll go. Some of you are aware, we've had contractor issues and multiple contractor issues, and that were pretty significant, especially on one of our projects. And to the point where we were pretty stressed for probably 2 or 3 months as we fired a contractor, looked for a new one, had the second contractor, take some funds from us, and finally ended up with a third contractor. And so very, very stressful, definitely some waking up at 3 a.m. moments, where with your mind whirling, we got to get this house, going again. And I think one of the most beneficial things to me was being able to connect with some of the other pros, some of the other people that maybe had similar problems in the community, and know, one, we are not alone. We didn't totally mess up, although some of it was on us, but, we're not alone. And I remember we had a little portfolio call, and Pollock's like, all right, how many of you have lost money? And like everyone said, yes. And it made me feel good. I know that's kind of crazy. It made me feel good. And I'm not telling all you newbies this to freak out, but just to have somebody to know you're not alone, and you have other people in the community that have gone through it. And most importantly, you're going to get through it. It's a small hiccup. You'll overcome it. The end game and the end result is worth all the issues the program has been, and the community, got us through.
How did you stay positive through all that, Anne? I mean, honestly, because I see you a lot, kind of, sort of. And how did you do it? Like, always a smile.
Oh my gosh. I appreciate you saying that, because I would say last fall, I was not at a very good place. And matter of fact, one of my goals going into this year was like, Anne, you have got to be less critical and negative. And I'm not typically that way, but some of the challenges we had personally, and even in the business in 23, I realized you're not really like a pleasant person to be around. So I'm glad you were always smiling. So, again, the community, just talking to people that can encourage you and support you. My husband, kind of my rock. So, this community, like I said, I know I keep saying it, but just, talking to Eileen and, Vanessa and Effie and all these pros, it's just been such a, helpful thing.
Yeah, it's gold. Pollock, did you come on? Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I really appreciate you guys sharing with vulnerability, because it takes a lot to be vulnerable. It also unlocks something when you're vulnerable. It unlocks the next level, and it unlocks the next level for everybody who's hearing this. Yeah. And the only way to not lose money is never take any risk. This is what I'm going to say. And the faster you guys have, I think your journey has been the most accelerated. And so your learning process is steep and accelerated. You lost money fast, you made money fast. And that's just, you're just like on a fast track to this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every business has these challenges, and this is the least risk that we're taking. And the only reason you guys are succeeding this fast is you're willing to take these risks.
Yeah.
And I'm just so proud.
And being uncomfortable is kind of part of the game. So yeah, phenomenal. Anyone else want to talk about, oh yes, Vanessa, thank you.
I don't want to scare anybody. No, I'm kidding. I'm still here. So if
Exactly.
if I haven't left, then I'm not going anywhere after all these challenges, to be honest.
And exactly,
So,
I'm looking at you because you have had some challenges, so I want to hear them.
contract is always an issue, right, Anne? I mean, I think every newbie goes through it. I didn't expect to go through it on my first one as well. So yeah, we had a contractor issue, and I leaned on my accountability group. I did some more research, and I ended up finding someone who happens to be friends that was doing work in the area. So we kind of fell on the right track. So leaning on your accountability group, I had a squatter in my second property, showing the property, and the property management's like, Vanessa, did you rent this out to somebody else? I'm like, no. She's like, well, someone just legit showed me a fake lease of our property management, and 2 people are living in there. I'm like, no, we need to get them out like yesterday. So because it wasn't a squatter, it was considered trespassing. Squatter is 30 days or more. Trespassing is 2 weeks. And then the whole eviction process takes 30 days for trespassing. But I cashed for keys, I paid them, and they left within 3 days. I didn't want to wait for the end of the month. So that was a challenge. And then
You said that was property 2, is that right, Vanessa?
that was 2, property 2. And
And
then
you're on 5.
And how much did you still make? You just told us about our equity.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's going to happen, guys. So just keep your why on your like lobe. So keep it in front of you, and always like, why did you start this program? Like, why are you here? Why are you dishing out all this money for what? Like, what is the reason why you started it? So you have to continue moving forward with that same reason, because you could lose it. You can fall off track, and you can forget why you even started from the beginning. But if you stay on track and keep communicating with the community and doing your thing and being laser focused, we're gonna be like Pollock and Eddie. That's what I want to do.
That's my goal.
You all will be way faster and way better.
100%.
I don't even have a doubt. But Cheryl, I popped in because the comments in chat are just so good. If you want to
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so somebody else go while I go through the comments. And
Here, I'll read.
share your
them, 'cause I pointed out just a couple of them.
Okay.
Kirsten said, thank you for your authenticity, and it's a superpower. And there's just so much love. Apurva is like, I love you both, Anne and Randy. You're both amazing. You're super inspiring. Pradeep says, the only way to not lose money is to not take risks. Oh, because I said that. Yes. And David, like, I needed this comment. Yes. The only way you're never going to lose any money is if you don't take any risks. And you're not here for that.
Yeah.
Alan says, and somehow I'm morphed into a grumpy old man on occasion. I'll lighten up along with you. Cash Keys, nice job not letting your emotions run wild and taking definitive action instead. And I'll tell you guys a quick story. Someone at some point, one of the investors was saying, oh, it's not even about money anymore. On principle, I need this done a certain way. And I'm like, we're all like, wait, what do you mean it's not about money? It is about money. It's only about money. Get that emotion out of it. It's just about the money. Just focus on that. What are our options here? Let's deal with those.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah.
Just brilliant. Really good. Anyone else want to share a story of some challenges and ways they've overcome them? Rami, please. Thank you.
So it's not a story. It's I just want to point out that the knowledge that we get from this group is priceless. It's so every time we face a challenge or trouble or an issue, you just post it on the Facebook, and you'll be overwhelmed with the amount of comments and likes that you get, trying to help you with that. And then you have the pros, and then they have Palik and Nidhi. I remember when I first started, my biggest issue was the confidence. And thanks to the module and the calls, when we ask the questions, it teaches us how to talk in confidence. And Sarah always says, confidence is competent. So it's really like when I used to call contractors or the lenders, I'm like, hi, I'm trying to buy the first house. But then I'm like, no, I need to talk in confidence. And that actually helped us a lot with credibility and showing them that we are serious. And that was one of the things that really changed our pathway. The other thing is, I will never forget, I had a problem. I forgot, there's so many, but it was on a Sunday call. And I asked Nidhi, and he said, but you're a business owner. That's what you do. You solve problems. That's what you do. You're not going to take a hammer and work on the house. You solve problems. I'm like, that's right. That's what I need to do. And that was really helpful.
Someone somewhere here got a mindset shift from that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thank you so much. All right, I know we've got questions. I'm going to get to those after this last question that I'm going to ask everybody. Please put your questions and your takeaways in the chat, please. And then my last question is, if there was someone new thinking about building wealth and investing in real estate and just were afraid to take that leap, make that next step, what would you tell them? And I'm going to start with Effie, if I may, and I'm going to go around a circle on my screen. So the question is, if there was a new investor who is talking, as many of us did in the very beginning, right? Just talking about it, talking about building wealth and building a portfolio, but were afraid to actually take any action, what would you tell them?
It's so funny. I smiled when you said this question because it's like such a no-brainer to me now that I've been in this program. I mean, I have done so many different businesses, online, brick and mortar. This is truly the most, I don't want to say faster, it's the most sure way to wealth that I have come across. Like truly, not real estate as a whole is like a proven right way to wealth. Many people have gotten rich, gotten wealthy doing real estate. But I think the Burr method, and specifically Palik and Nidhi's method, is just amazing. It's for me as a mom, for me as someone that wants to build wealth in as little time as possible. You really can't get better than this program. We've talked about it over and over. The blueprint that they have in this program, just the resources, the templates, the SOPs, the access to calls, the access to pros, access to the Facebook group, access to them. I love everything about it. That one of the things I was going to mention was, and not really a problem per se, but anytime I have an issue, I always go back to Palik and Nidhi, but especially in Nidhi's Sunday's calls. I love how he answers questions and not just tells you what to do, but tells you why he's thinking the way he's thinking. I think it's so valuable because then that empowers us to be able to think that way. And I know when I was doing my refinance, I kind of tapped into his thinking as well. Because I think Palik had actually said that. I was reviewing all these, quotes that I had gotten from all these lenders. And I remember, and I was like starting to nitpick the different rates and the different stuff. And I remember Palik saying, you don't nitpick over, interest rates, think long-term. And that really shifted and made my decision for me. But anyways, to bring it back, I think this program is so key. This strategy is so key. And the support that we have in this program is so key. So I would tell anyone to absolutely do it. And for those that are already in the program, trust the process. Trust the materials we have, trust the people in this process, trust the blueprint, and just take it and make it your own and run with it. So,
and Palik says, I love it. Palik says that Nidhi is patient with her too, year after year. We always have to get these lessons. Like we always have to get them. It's not like a one and done. And And so
Cheryl, I was replying to Linda's comment. Linda said, Nidhi is amazingly patient with us week after week. And I said, oh, he's amazingly patient with me too, year after. He's definitely my better half.
no, I don't think that's true. I think it's a compliment, right? It's a compliment with each other. So, okay, Andrew, I'm going to go to you next, if I may. What you would say to a new investor who's just not moving?
Who's not a new investor who's not moving. So, I mean, I think you've got to get out of the analysis, right? You just have to take that first step forward. You know, I know I talked about it when I did my Sensei session. I took my one step forward and really didn't do the best deal for my first first one, right? But I learned so much from that experience, and I took that into my second deal, right? And now I'm learning new things in my second deal that I could have done, that I could be doing better. So I take that into my, when I get to my third deal. And, back to what Effie was saying, the foundational principles and that this program gives you. If I had tried to do that on my own, I would have been spinning around in circles for probably 3 years, right? What I learned in the first 90 days of this would have taken me a long time trying to juggle that with the W-2. So I think when you can come into a program like Open Spaces that gives you such great foundational knowledge, it's priceless.
Thank you. Vanessa.
I'm always like rubbing my hands together, trying to find somebody to start the real estate business with me and jump on board. Anybody that just brings it up, I'm like, I'm ready to go in full force. Like my niece just started college. I don't want her to not go to college, but I'm like, Dia, if it doesn't work out, Dia will help guide you in, and I could teach you how to do some real estate investing. Like you're young. I try to let her be mind focused and know that yes, college is a big deal, but if it doesn't work out, there's always plan B. So anybody I talk to, like, yeah, I throw this program at them all the time. Pollock and Nidhi's program will literally give you everything on a silver platter. And people who complain about, it's this, it's that, you're never going to make money. You know what, whatever you say, that's good for you. Those are your thoughts. Keep them to you because it's not happening with me. I'm going to keep my mind focused and I'm going to do what I'm going to do because it works. And yeah, it just works. It works. And I can never say anything negative about it. It's life-changing.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Eileen.
Yeah, Vanessa, I was just starting to type a comment. I was explaining house hacking to my 24-year-old cousin at Christmas. I'm like, you have to do this because, where I am now, I wish that I had all this knowledge. Like, I'm not going to let you do the math of how old I am, but a long time ago, I wish. So I'm trying to pull in my younger family members. But I guess to answer your question more directly, I'll tell you a little story. And she's no longer in this group, so she's not on this call. Somebody in my accountability group that kind of she was just a negative Nelly. And, when you're starting out, you have these resources, you have this blueprint. You're going to go at your own pace. You're going to run into things, but other people have run into the same things. And if they haven't, you're going to find somebody who's run into the same issue. And if you kind of just keep saying oh, well, no, this isn't working. And, eventually she left the group and left the program, and it was sort of good riddance to you because she was nobody's accepting my offers. I can't find any blah, blah, blah. And we one of my favorite things is the deal funnel that Nidhi talks about. And it's okay, if you're not getting any accepted offers, where in the deal funnel are you going wrong? It's literally right there. So we sent that to her and it's okay, where are you going wrong? Look at this. It's right in the modules. What more do you want? So I guess, I don't know, I don't want to be disparaging to this person, but it's possible. It's doable. We're all doing it. And people are doing it. It's bigger dummies than you have done it. So of course you can do it, we're all doing it. I'm not calling us dummies, but I'm just saying you have to just kind of have that confidence. And if you join the program and you sort of get through it and you're, kind of negative, or you don't want to take the help or accept the help or look at things in a different way, there's always a solution. There's always a workaround. There's always a resource. And just like have the confidence that it works. Because like, I mean, however many millions of dollars, what was it, $10 million just on this panel alone, like that doesn't lie. So that's what I would tell somebody.
Yeah, cool. Pollock, did you have something you wanted to share?
I just want to say, don't even worry about everybody else. I started saying this to people. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. All that matters is your freaking net worth. That's all that matters. What's your portfolio size? What's your net worth? Doesn't matter what any people can think. I'm stupid. I'm okay with that. Look at my bank account. Sorry. Fine.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
can think, somebody said like, oh, you've drank the real estate Kool-Aid. Who was saying that? Somebody's family member was telling them that. Yeah.
Yeah.
400 grand right there.
Yeah.
in response to that. So, hey, all good. We're good here.
I have a sub question to that, and then we'll get to my other question about what to tell new investors. Have you found anyone who has overcome a negative mindset in the very beginning to then become successful? So so everyone here has started with a positive mindset, which is awesome. But I mean, negativity happens. So I'm just wondering, just for my own knowledge, like, have you found anyone who has had this negative mindset to then come full circle?
So I don't have any portfolio, like I don't have any house, but when I started being single, I was so nervous and so worried. And I always have this absolute clean debt, like I have no debt for me. So where I have reached, like I have a certain amount, saved and everything, for me, it was absolute fear. So it's been 6 months that I've been like listening and watching the videos and just this accountability group, that the last month I have taken so many steps. And so for me, even though I don't have anything, I feel like my mindset has changed just being in this group, which is absolutely amazing. Like I can't even imagine myself saying, okay, I'm going to buy this house and oh my God, I'm going to have debt. For me, like debt is such a bad word.
Yeah.
And
So
Anita, you are your biggest asset. You are your biggest asset. Even if you don't build a portfolio, if you are a changed person, that is the biggest win in itself. That is it.
Yes, I wanted
Don't
to
buy a
really
property. I'm good with it. If you're feeling like you can achieve big things, that is good enough.
I'm so grateful for everybody's sharing everything. I am so grateful. So thank you.
Oh, Anita, thank you so much. And can't wait to see you on the panel one day. Seriously. So congratulations, really. I mean, just the mindset shift. And I saw Randy like thumbs up. So I'm going to go to you next. That's amazing, right? I mean, it's all about mindset. But what would you say to someone like Anita who is working on her first deal? You're not afraid to start, but I mean, there's a couple of barriers. What would you say to someone new?
Comfort is your enemy. And, we aren't promised tomorrow, and life is short. So we have an incredible opportunity here in this program. We have the whole system laid out for us. Life is too short to not use it and tap into it. Everyone is here because they want something more. They've seen something that maybe somebody else has, a lifestyle or whatnot, and they want it. So I think Randy and I just encourage you, go get it. Go after it. You can do it. Yes, there will be problems, but you know what? If you don't have problems, you are not taking enough risks, and you are probably stuck in a comfort zone, a stagnant zone, or a complacency zone. So get out of it and go.
I heard that. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, Alejandra, you're next.
So I think from my personal experience, I will say first invest on your education. For me, that was a huge change because my husband always is a risk taker. He wanted something and I was like, no. And then he found Pollock and Nidhi. So one video, they're like, oh, they're like ads. Then I was researching their program, like we need to get into these. And after I get into the program, I mean, if you're new here, you need to go to all the modules. Like everything is there. Like you have all the answer, not all, but like everything, all the steps, the process are there. Go to the SOPs, follow everything that is in the program. And yeah, of course, there are going to be challenges, but you have all the information there for you. They already went through the biggest challenges when they were like before they had the program, and now they put it there for you. So if you go through everything, it's going to be so much easier. And if, for me at least, if I have the education, I know it's something that I learn and I know how to do it, and I have the tools to do it, the risk is lower now for me, and I feel confident I can buy a house. I can put the money further. I don't feel like I'm doing something wrong and I'm going to lose a lot of money, because I know the tools are there and I learn because of I needed how to do it. And if I encounter challenges, I have the community there in Facebook group and they can answer. I can talk to someone, message someone privately too if I feel better doing it, and we are always there for each other. So that's great.
Amazing. Thank you. Rami, last but not least.
Sure. So my biggest advice is don't give up. You're here already. That means inside that you took that first step and it's going to happen. So don't give up. I read this in a book and I put it big in my room, and every time I forget, Sarah will remind me, doubt is expensive. So doubt it. Go for it.
I felt that.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Oh my God. So
and it's gonna take time, and each one of us, just like what Palak said in the beginning, don't compare yourself to others. Some of us have one house and been for a year, and some of us have 3, 4, 5 houses in 3 months. So it's your own journey. Enjoy your own journey. For me, last year, we spent 9 months almost not buying any houses, but knowledge, gaining all the knowledge. And now in 2 months, we closed on 2 houses and we're working on the others. So each one of us has its own journey, and don't compare yourself to others. You will get there.
I love this. Oh my goodness. So thank you. I'm going to read some of these comments, and they're amazing. Eileen said, that's it. Don't give up. Everyone. Oh my goodness, moving too fast. Hold on. Everyone is here to support. Doubt is expensive. That is gold. Andrew says these statements are not for the novices in the group. Not just. These help all of us. Having the right mindset every day is not easy. Keep moving forward one day, one step at a time. So true. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. These gremlins, they keep popping up. The imposter syndrome does not stop. Anna Randy, bam, doubt is expensive. Gold right here. Comfort is your enemy from Natasha. You aren't promised tomorrow. Everyone is here because they want something more. Kirsten A says, I like the phrase good boundaries and staying strong with our vision without letting anyone else's drama get in the way. Good reminders here about this. Thank you. Let's see. Alex said, I've always thought of debt as a 4-letter word, bad, bad, bad. It's a huge mindset change to consider the good side of debt if done right. What an education. I feel like I should be earning college credits for this program. It's so rigorous, practical, and eye-opening. That's your next step, right, Palak? Like a college credit class. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Oh, Alex said, love today's call. Thanks, Randy from Rosemary, for reminding us about good debt. That's a mindset shift my husband and I are working on. We were so happy and proud when we paid off our mortgage. We now understand having the right type of debt is good. We won't be able to scale without debt, as Vanessa said. So happy to be part of this community.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who could be on the panel today. It is, you guys, if you're just listening to them talk, just know that it's not easy to make yourself vulnerable, but the people who have made themselves the most vulnerable have had the most success. So we appreciate it, and we appreciate you guys for doing that. And we know this is going to lead to even more success. So another million in assets.
How about another 10? Another 10.
Another 10. Yeah.